He's the Aussie radio host who is the king of the airwaves in Dubai. Kris hosts the number one rating show in one of the most global cities in the world and also stars in the hit Netflix reality show Dubai Bling. He's in Australia for his Christmas holidays. That's where he's from. And he joins us now. Thanks for coming in on your holidays, man.
So good. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
We have got so many questions for you. Obviously, we love radio like you do.
So true.
How did you make the jump from Australian radio to radio in Dubai?
I was working on radio here in Australia, and then I was doing it for about 3 or 4 years here, and I had just broken up with a girl.
Yeah.
And I thought, I'm single now. I got an opportunity. Someone came to me and said, hey, they're opening up a radio station in Dubai for Virgin, Richard Branson's brand.
Yeah.
They said, do you want to pop over? And I thought, you know what? I'm not doing much here in Australia.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. I said, I'll go for 2 years. Told mum and dad, hey, I'll be back in a couple of years. And it's been 16 years.
That's a long time.
And so when you say it was starting out, was it just a small station when it was starting and they just thought, we'll give you a run on it?
No, there was no station. We built the station. And you guys being like radio geeks like me, you rarely get to build a radio station.
Oh, yeah.
You always go into a radio station. So I remember landing in Dubai, had no idea about this city, and then like literally given a computer and said, here you go. Start building, and we were putting songs in, and it was like it was weird, but it was amazing.
Incredible. And look at where you are now.
Well, I know. I mean, I feel like you can always judge someone's success when they have a wax sculpture of themselves in one of the Madame Tussauds, and they've done you in Dubai.
Crazy, huh?
One of the exciting things about being in Dubai must be the massive names that would come through there.
Yeah.
Off the top of your head, who's one of the bigger ones you've had come on your show?
Oh man, I think we've done nearly every Kardashian.
Yeah.
Possible. Will Smith, The Rock, Kevin Hart.
I did see that Will Smith helped you with your proposal, which is fantastic.
Yeah, like Dubai's such a hub city for like the world. So they come in all the time. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, it'll be a Wednesday night and they'll be like, oh, hey, Dua Lipa's in. Do you guys want to do you want her in the studio? And I'm like, yeah, we want her in. Like, there's always something happening. So had Will help me out with the wedding proposal a couple of years back, which was pretty cool.
That's cool.
And so your listeners, are they mostly locals or do you have mostly expats or what's the go?
So like 85%, close to 90% of the population are expats. Yeah. And it's like this. It's an audience like this that you guys would talk to. We speak English and everything's English content. And if anything, it made me a better radio presenter because, you've got more guidelines that you probably have to follow there about certain things that you want to not say, which at the end of it has made me a better radio presenter, right?
Yeah.
So like you got to sort of think of other ways to get content out and make it a little bit smarter rather than just the typical maybe sex pun or anything like that, if that makes any sense.
Yes.
So
We're big on fart sound effects here, so I don't know how they land in Dubai. It certainly seemed to go down well for us.
I tell you what, you got a nice voice. It's real like butter.
Very smooth.
Is it?
Yeah,
It's good. And it always annoys me because I'm like, man, this guy. Obviously, you're always going to work in radio. I'm like, why am I working in radio? Seriously.
The thing was, when I used to have a lisp growing up, like I used to talk like this, and all my mates still can't believe that I work on the radio because out of all the boys, I was the one that couldn't speak.
Yeah.
Isn't that weird?
Naturally you lose it or did
I don't know. It just happened. I guess, I don't know. It sounds like this. I'm like, I don't know.
Well, now people can see you on their TV screens here in Australia as well on this Netflix show, Dubai Bling. High Roll and Friends. It's sort of like one of those interesting things because I watched a bit of it and I'm like, man, I want to live in Dubai, but then I also feel like I can't because it feels like it's only for millionaires. Is it really is like a millionaire's playground?
No. The city has this show, which is a reality show based on 10 quote millionaires in Dubai, shows sort of like an epic lifestyle of what the city's all about. But there's a really cool. There's so many different factors to Dubai. You've got the old school feel where you can for a couple of bucks you can go get yourself a good meal and you just sort of looking very similar to what you'd look out of a window in Melbourne. You know what I mean? Like that same sort of feel.
There's all the original culture.
100%.
Yes, you've got the high rollers.
Yeah, and because the city's still only fairly new, we just celebrated 51 years of the entire country. 51
Yay, we made it. 51 years.
51 years.
Didn't know that.
Oh, it's only 51 years old. It's crazy.
Wow. So, like, you say, quote, millionaires on the show. Is there a few frauds kicking around?
I don't know. Like, I don't know everyone's bank account balance.
Yeah, okay.
But that was sort of... But the other thing that was funny is the show's called Dubai Bling.
Yeah.
It never mentions... Like, I guess the word bling itself gives it its own connotation, but it didn't mention that everyone had to be a millionaire. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
When
yeah.
you've got footage of you giving a Tesla to your lovely now wife for Valentine's Day, we can see.
That was pretty nice.
Yeah, I've got money. Yeah. No, like the producers, when like, you know, it's a lot of people thought a reality show scripted, right?
Yeah,
Now,
of
I'd
course.
never done a reality show in my life. I thought I'd never do a reality show.
Yeah.
So initially I was like, do we really want to get myself into this? I thought, do I really want to do it? Do I need to do it?
Yeah.
I thought, let's go have some fun. But it's all scripted. So it's all, a lot of people were saying like, oh, what do they give you, like the scripts and you read it out?
Yep.
It's like, no, not really. Like, you sort of just tell them a premise of what's going on in your life, and then they'll pop up and say, hey, we're going to bring the crew down that day. Is that cool?
Yeah, I
And
see.
you
Right.
sort of
I see.
do that sort of feel, and you do forget that the cameras are there. You always hear that in reality shows, like, and after a while, you're like, yeah, you'll be sitting at dinner with some friends, and you know you can see the crew around you, but within about 30 minutes, you just forget that they're there.
That's dangerous.
Well, speaking of your wedding,
Yeah.
so you live streamed that,
Yeah.
and obviously, like you know, in the show, it follows you in your engagement and wedding. I mean, how was that? Did you forget the cameras were there for your wedding, or was that different?
You know, what we do on radio, like we're always sort of performing somewhat, right? And even for my wedding, I was just using that as like, it's just another event that I've got to perform at, right? Like, and that's the lead up to the wedding. And then when the actual wedding happened and my daughters walked down the aisle and then my wife now walked down the aisle, everything just changed and I forgot about everything. And it was, I didn't realize, I didn't, you know, I knew that the Netflix cameras were there for the reality show, but I forgot about those. I had my real wedding photographers there as well. Like, we were live streaming it. It was the second most Googled thing in the country for 7 days.
What?
which was so weird that like Google sent it to me like, hey, just to let you know, your wedding was the second most Googled thing in the country.
Man, that is
wild.
crazy.
Yeah, weird.
And even that with this Dubai Bling show as well, you're seeing a lot, you know, obviously you mentioned blings in the title. There's a lot of fancy cars going around. Does Australian money go further there? Like, I've always thought, you know how everyone seems to have like a Lamborghini when you see videos of Dubai. Would you be able to have like a normal job and have a sports car
Do you
over
want to
there?
move to Dubai?
I think I'm trying to line it up. I'm like, Chris sounds like he's got a pretty sweet deal over there.
Come over. No, it's not like everybody has a sports car. Like there is the regular standard of living that we would have in this country as well.
Yeah.
But, you know, there are certain, I believe there's more opportunities out there. Like, I don't think I'd be doing what I'm doing here.
Yeah.
You know, like, I think there's...
You're going to take down Kyle Sandilands.
No. But yeah, like, I think there's just greater opportunity. Like, if you've, you know, that whole cliche of like, it's the city of dreams. Like, I really, honestly, I feel like that. And there's so many opportunities because it's so young as well. Like, there are more opportunities there.
So I guess piggybacking off of that question then, what's the Kris Fade 10-year plan? Do you ever see yourself coming back to Australia?
Possibly, but I think like on my own terms because I want to come back, you know, and not because I have to come back.
Yeah.
I started up a snack business out there called Fade Fit. So we're like now one of my company's one of the larger protein snack companies in the region.
Yeah, right.
And I'm hopefully going to get it back here at home soon as well in Australia. So I want to be able to like just build little things here and there. I've got investments in other companies that rather than just doing radio.
Yep.
But what I will always want to do radio because I love it.
Yeah.
You know, like you guys know, we wake up at like ridiculous hours.
Yeah.
And, you know, we don't have much of a social life, and the best part of our lives is happening right now.
Yeah.
Everyone else gets the other end, right? So I want to be able to continue to do that, but on my own terms. Maybe I want to do an afternoon show, or maybe I want to do a podcast, like whatever it is, but definitely want to come home. Like, I miss it. You know, I've got my parents here, my family here, you know, so, I don't know, my brother's on that show, Gogglebox. I don't know if you watch Gogglebox.
Yeah.
So Maddie's on that. So him and I, like, you know, we want to connect and do some more stuff together. So
Come back and do Gogglebox. Yeah. I was going to say, though, please stay over in Dubai but just a little bit longer so we can have some time to, you know, build our show up before you come back.
We're out here trying to get our wax.
Yeah. If there's one takeaway I've learned, guys, it's that we need to come up with a protein bar, okay? As a show, we have to get a show protein bar. We're going to start selling them before Kris Fade comes over here and dominates the market.
No, don't. I want it all.
Well, you can catch Kris Fade in the new Netflix reality show Dubai Bling, streaming right now. People, I'm sure that you've got a podcast people can check out as well.
No, I don't.
Oh, really?
No, stayed away from it for now. I'm just doing too much.
You don't put your show on a podcast?
Actually, we do. It goes up.
You know what stuff? Listen to our podcast.
Do not come and listen to us. Stay here, okay? Stay here.
Thanks, Chris.